Hey everybody, welcome to the channel and thank you so much for joining me for day 2 of our visit to the magnificent Acadia National Park. Before we get started, let's take in this amazing sunrise from the Otter Cliffs. There aren't many better ways to get your day started than that for sure. One thing that makes sunrise so incredible here is that the Otter Cliffs are one of the highest headlands along the Atlantic coast, going all the way down to Brazil. It's just magical how the morning sun lights up the cliffs and the surrounding area.
So, it's kind of like that. I think that's going to do it for sunrise, and I'm going to get something to eat and get ready for the day, and we'll check out the rest of the park, okay?
So I did the, I guess it's South Bubble Trail yesterday, and then I did Cadillac Mountain, and that's really inflamed some knee tendonitis, which, I hadn't had in a while. So I guess it's, I hadn't really, gotten hiking shape or something like that. So I'm moving a little slow today. We will definitely complete this hike, the Ocean View hike, which I understand really isn't all that difficult, and see how it goes from there. I'm thinking probably won't be doing any strenuous hikes today, but we've already done most of the park anyways.
We'll continue along the Ocean Path Trail on our way to Otter Point and Otter Cove, and as we take in more of the amazing coastline, we'll get to why the name of Acadia National Park was changed. Acadia was originally established in 1919 as Lafayette National Park in honor of the Marquis Lafayette, who is on the left in this picture and was considered as a surrogate son to George Washington that we see on the right. Lafayette is viewed as a hero of the American Revolution after he traveled to the colonies from France in defiance of King Louis XVI. He subsequently was commissioned as a general in the Continental Army. Lafayette and his men contributed to Washington's victory over Cornwallis and the Battle of Yorktown, and that led to the end of the Revolutionary War. Some years later, the heirs of a man named John Moore, who happened to be of British ancestry, were willing to donate the Scoodic Peninsula, which is a separate area of the national park away from Mountain Desert Island. They were willing to donate that peninsula to the National Park Service, but they were hesitant to donate any land to a park with a French-sounding name. So George Dorr, the park's first superintendent, suggested the name change to Acadia in recognition of the French colony of Acadia that existed just north of this region, what is modern-day Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, prior to the French and Indian War. Now, the reason why Acadia doesn't sound French is because it actually refers to the Arcadia region in Greece. When Giovanni di Verrazzano, the famous Italian explorer, sailed to this area, it reminded him of that region in Greece, and so he named it Arcadia. But when they were notating their maps, the R got left off, and so that's how the French colony became known as Acadia, and then subsequently the name of the national park was changed to Acadia. Pretty interesting. We've made it to Otter Cove, and the rocks here are just a very striking feature. Be mindful of your footing because it can be easy to slip and fall. Looking across Otter Cove, the tallest mountain you see there is Cadillac Mountain, which we saw in the last video, and then the mountain to the left is Door Mountain, which again is named after the park's first superintendent. Now, we hiked to the top of Cadillac Mountain in the previous video, and I'll include a card if you want to check out that video, which also includes a summary of the park and several tips for visiting the park. Another interesting bit of trivia is Cadillac Mountain is named after the founder of the city of Detroit. Continuing along the shoreline of Otter Cove, Acadia is known for a great variety of bird life. We see this juvenile herring gull here, and he's looking like a healthy fellow there, and then I saw the other side of him. It looks like he's missing a wing, and maybe that's because of an injury or maybe a birth defect. Poor guy. But it did look like he was healthy and seemed like he was eating enough, so I guess he's able to manage with his disability. Hope for the best for him. Continuing along, here are some adult herring gulls just lounging around. Out here in the water, I believe these are cormorants. We'll leave the birds to their devices. Now we're going to head north on the Ocean Path Trail. It's a relatively flat trail, and it's an easy way to explore the absolutely magical coastline of the national park here.
Yeah, this park's getting busy now. Again, this is a Monday in late September. But we're headed to Sand Beach there in the distance.
Thunderhole is a carved inlet here along the shoreline, and it's known for producing thunderous claps when waves strike the rocky shore. You do want to try to stop here during high tide to get the full experience. I was here actually a little after high tide, but I think the waves here were pretty good nonetheless. You can see Thunderhole's a pretty popular stop here in the national park. Now let's head over to Sand Beach.
So what you're basically seeing here with the cars is, so they take the Park Loop Road and they made it one way, but on the right hand lane you can park, and I guess they do that when it's, you know, it's almost like those reversible traffic lanes, but this one is you know, either a parking, you know, they have them in Washington DC where some lanes they're for parking, but from like 7 to 9 a.m. you're not allowed to park there. to help with traffic and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of people here today.
I tried really hard to keep crowds out of the shots for the videos, but there were definitely a lot of people here in the park, and it was really surprising for a Monday in the middle of September. We've made it to Sand Beach, and this location is one of only 2 areas in the park where you can go swimming. Now, it wasn't necessarily cold on the day, but it seemed like the water was cold, so you can see nobody was really getting too deep into the water. This beach is a very scenic and relaxing area to visit. Being a Florida man, I am definitely partial to Florida beaches, but the rocky shoreline with the nearby mountains is definitely a different kind of sight. You can climb the tall beehive there, but after yesterday, I just didn't have the energy for that. But it's still a striking sight nonetheless.
Okay, so that's going to about do it for Sand Beach. Time to hike back to the van and get some lunch. If you're enjoying this content, I appreciate it so much. If you please give me a like. Please consider subscribing if you want to see more videos on the path to 50 national parks. And please turn on the bell for notifications. If you've been to Acadia National Park and have a special memory, I'd really love to hear it. So please share that in the comments below. And if you have any special tips for visiting the park, I can say for sure one of them is to show up early. Also, please leave that in the comments below as well. Thank you so much, and let's continue with the video.
Now we'll hike up to this overlook of Sand Beach for another scenic view. And for our last stop, we'll look over Monument Cove. Once you got to about mid-morning here, the crowds did pick up significantly, and it actually came to the point of having to kind of dodge people on the trail a little bit. So just be prepared for heavy crowds here at this park. In the distance there is Otter Cliff, where we took in the sunrise. It's 110 feet high, a really incredible sight, and a stop you definitely don't want to miss. And with that, that's going to do it for our trip to Acadia National Park. As we head out of the park, there's the entrance to the Cadillac Mountain Drive. Again, you do need a reservation to drive along that road within the national park. I appreciate you so much for joining me for this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks and take care. Bye.